The original plan had none of this forestry. It basically was a house, a meadow over here. There's a few little trees in there, but nothing much. There was a pine forest, there's this big pin oak tree, a sycamore tree, a garage, a small parking lot, and there was a big driveway going this way. And some kind of interestingly shaped pathways coming from here and here, and another one coming up this way that I didn't really care for. I took it all out because I had an unlimited budget, and I put in a semi-permeable driveway. I stopped this whole thing so I could reclaim this space. And this is the same material as that, it's just a different color to denote a sidewalk. And then a car could be able to go into this driveway without cutting off too much space from here. And this is a cascading pond that's really pretty, and all of this is ground cover, and you've got some native shrubs here. These are all blueberry and raspberry bushes, and this is a little veggie garden. And you have this sort of plant vine holdy-uppy thingy, I forget what it's called at this moment. And there's one of those here too. It's arbor, right? Arbor, I think it's an arbor. I'm so landscape designer-ish, I know all the terms, guys. And then you have this little tiny lunch area and another little tiny lunch area and another one underneath this tree that's a little bit more open. And those are for the employees who work at the space. I've got a big, nice, formal porch here with formal plantings that they can put all their little gardening things in. Since this is the American Public Garden Association, they probably want to put some nice garden things in there. This is the sign for their American Public Garden Association name. It's made of the same stone as the house, and it's going to have like American Public Garden Association written across it. And here's some more formal plantings. And over here you have the great lawn, and you've got some nice like 3 to 4 foot fences going along there with ivy along them. And down here we have this little like 6 foot to 8 foot fence to really block off the view from the road, but you can still see them from the road if you come around this way and turn into their private drive. You can definitely find them. This fence is also ivied, but much higher up. And then you have this pine forest. One of the reasons I put this fence in here was because this pine forest is pretty open. And then I added like all of these pine trees to sort of help screen from noise and view to the great lawn from this road. And I put a bunch of deciduous forest on this side for a purpose. It's because in the winter when sun's coming through to the house, I want there to be plenty of sun, so when the leaves aren't blocking it anymore, there's plenty of sun warming up the house. But in the summer, the leaves are on the trees and so hopefully shading out the house. If you have a pathway, try to make it so that there's a reason to go on the pathway. So when you start on the pathway in either direction, there's always something to do at pretty much every bend. So when you go through this pathway, you're entering a beautiful little cool pine forest from a hot lawn, so that's helpful to do. And then I don't really have much going on here except a nice pine forest walk, but here's my first focal point. This is a nice little private space with a cascading pond. And then you can come through around here and you have this sort of lifeguard chair in the middle of the forest. It's meant for bird watching, and you can sit on that chair and talk with your friends. And there's a bunch of bird feeders up here at this next focal point that will sort of hopefully bring the birds in so that they'll be around when you're in the canopy looking for them. And then over here, the next focal point is this nice private lawn that opens up to this beautiful forested / meadowed space. And there's another like little 3 foot couple fences. And this is a nice place to just put down a blanket with a friend and relax and be one with nature and not have to worry about whatever's going on in this big lawn over here. So every bend sort of has a drama to it. These pine trees up here are to screen from general winter winds. These pine trees stop down here, and there's mostly ground cover here to let in nice happy summer winds through the great lawn, which is where they'd have any of their gatherings. This understory under this pine forest is hard to see, but I put in some eastern hemlocks down here, and I did that for a very specific goal. I would like this forest to sort of go through the motions of succession. And I just had heard that week that eastern hemlocks were only really going to come out in a very mature forest. So they don't like too much sun. I put them in the understory of a place without very much sun. And hopefully they would do well there. Am I missing anything? It was all a bugger to color.